Welcome to the Omnidental Podcast.
It is great to be here.
This morning I was just standing in my kitchen with my coffee, and I was looking at my countertop. It's granite, solid. And I had this thought. When we renovate our homes, we have this expectation of permanence. I don't put in a countertop and think, well, I hope this lasts a few weeks. I'm thinking this is basically rock. It's forever.
It's a capital improvement. You do it once. You hope you do it right.
Exactly. Which, of course, got my brain spinning about what we're talking about today.
Right.
We see this term everywhere, smile makeover. It's huge.
Oh, all over social media.
But a smile isn't a granite slab. It's biology. It's living tissue. And it's in a pretty hostile environment.
It's under constant attack. Chemical, physical, bacterial, all of it.
That's the part that's so terrifying. So the question that I think keeps people up at night when they're scrolling those before and afters is the one we're really digging into today. How long do smile makeovers actually last? Is it the granite countertop, or is it more like a coat of paint that's going to chip in a year?
It's the million-dollar question. And the honest answer, and this might frustrate some people, is that it really depends. It depends on the engineering behind it and, just as importantly, the maintenance that comes after.
So to get to the bottom of this, we're not just guessing. We're doing a deep dive into some really comprehensive insights from Dr. Bilas Poles and his team over at Omnidental and MedSpa.
Right.
We're looking at their data, their patient guides. This is all fresh as of February 2nd, 2026. And our mission here is to get past the marketing fluffs and decode the actual lifespan of these treatments.
And what's great about this source material is that Dr. Poles doesn't treat it like it's magic. He's very clear. This is a medical treatment plan, and its longevity, it isn't luck. It's a combination of material science, biological health, and, frankly, how you treat your mouth when no one's watching.
Okay, so let's set the stage. Who are we actually talking about here? We've got Omnidental and MedSpa. That word MedSpa attached to a dental practice. It's interesting.
It is.
Usually dental makes me think of, drills and latex gloves.
Yeah.
MedSpa makes me think of cucumbers on my eyes.
And that's an intentional pairing. It's really key to understanding their whole approach. They're located at 305E Rand Road in Arlington Heights, Illinois, but that MedSpa part signals a very specific philosophy.
Yep.
It seems like Dr. Poles and his team are tackling the biggest barrier to good dental work, which is cortisol.
Stress. The fear.
Exactly. Their patient-first mentality is all about shifting that environment from, cold and clinical to a relaxing environment.
Which isn't just about being nice, I'm guessing. There has to be a clinical reason for that. If I'm relaxed, I'm not wiggling around, right?
It goes even deeper. High stress. It triggers your fight or flight response, and that actually lowers your pain threshold.
Oh, wait.
Yes. You physically feel more pain when you're stressed. So by creating a stress-free environment, they are, in a very real way, improving their own clinical precision.
So comfort is a clinical tool. It's not just a fluffy add-on.
Not at all. And Dr. Bilas Poles, he brings over a decade of experience to this. He does it all general, cosmetic, preventative, but also injuries and emergencies.
Oh, that's interesting.
And that mix is so important. A smile makeover isn't just art, it's structural engineering. If he understands how a tooth breaks in an emergency, he understands the physics of how to build one that doesn't break.
He's seen all the failure points. He knows where things crack under pressure.
Precisely. And they're a real community practice. They serve that whole area around Arlington Heights. You've got Buffalo Grove, Palatine, Mount Prospect, Rolling Meadows, Schaumburg, Wheeling, Des Plaines, Elk Grove Village. It's a family place, from toddlers to seniors.
Which tells me they're thinking about the entire life cycle of a smile, not just the one big Instagram moment.
Correct. They're not just putting on veneers and saying good luck. And there was one other little detail in the notes that I think really sets the tone for this whole longevity discussion.
What's that?
They call themselves an environmentally conscious dental practice.
I saw that. Sustainable practices. What does that have to do with my teeth?
Well, it's not like the porcelain is recycled. It points to a mindset of conservation.
Okay.
In dentistry, your most valuable resource is your own natural tooth. You can't grow it back. So a practice that focuses on environmental sustainability, they often mirror that in their clinical work. They want to preserve what you have for as long as possible.
I like that parallel. Sustainability in the office, sustainability in your mouth. So let's get into it. The smile makeover itself.
Let's deconstruct it.
I feel like a lot of people think you just, order off a menu. I'll have the number 3, the Hollywood smile.
No, and if a dentist lets you do that, you should probably run.
Hmm.
A smile makeover is a personalized treatment plan. It is a menu of options, but they're tailored to you.
Okay.
And Dr. Poles really breaks it down into 4 main categories, and each one has a totally different lifespan.
Lay 'em on me.
So first, you have the purely cosmetic, which is teeth whitening, that's chemistry. Then you have the structural and aesthetic, porcelain veneers and crowns, that's physics and bonding.
Right.
Then you have the surgical component, dental implants, that's pure biology. And finally, orthodontics, which is all about mechanics and alignment.
So my makeover could be mostly chemistry, while yours is all surgery.
Exactly. And that's why the question, how long does it last, is so tricky. A chemical reaction just doesn't have the same half-life as a titanium screw.
All right, let's get into those timelines. I want the hard data from that February 2026 report. Let's
Yeah.
start with the entry-level one, whitening.
Okay, this is the most temporary one. The data says results typically last somewhere between 1 to 3 years.
1 to 3 years, that feels short,
Except-
especially if you're paying for it.
It is. But you have to think about how it works. Your teeth aren't solid, they have microscopic pores.
Mm-hmm.
Whitening uses peroxide to basically bubble the stains out of those pores. But the second you leave that office, you start eating and drinking again.
So I'm just reclogging the pores.
You're actively reversing the process. If you're a coffee drinker or red wine fan, if you eat berries, you are restaining those teeth from day one.
So whitening is more like a rental than a purchase.
That is the perfect way to describe it. It's a lease, and you have to renew it.
Okay, let's move up the ladder. Veneers and crowns. These are the porcelain shells, right?
Correct. Veneers are thin facings for the front of the tooth. Crowns are like a full cap. These are really the workhorses of a makeover. And the data from Dr. Poles suggests a lifespan of 15 to 20 years.
Wow. Okay, now 15 to 20 years. That's a serious amount of time. That's a generation.
It is. Think about your car after 20 years of use. Now imagine driving that car into a wall of food 3 times a day.
That's a great image.
That's what your teeth are doing. The fact that these things last 2 decades is just a testament to the materials we have now. But the source is clear. Some patients get even longer than that. Some get 15 years, some get 25.
And we'll get to the why of that in a second. But first, let's talk about the heavy hitters, the dental implants.
Right. So implants are where dentistry starts to feel like orthopedics. You're surgically placing a titanium post directly into the jawbone, and the bone actually fuses to the metal. It's a process called osseointegration.
That sounds like something out of science fiction.
It kind of is. Your body accepts the titanium as if it's part of you, and because of that, Dr. Poles categorizes these as a potential lifetime solution.
Lifetime.
Oh.
Okay, there it is. That's the granite countertop.
It is, but, and this is a huge but, he includes a massive caveat. They can last a lifetime, but only with proper care and healthy gums and bone support.
Okay, this is the part I never understood. If it's a piece of metal, a titanium post, it can't get a cavity, so why do I need to brush it?
You've just hit on the single biggest misconception about implants. You're right, bacteria can't eat titanium, but they can absolutely eat the biological foundation that's holding the titanium. If you get gum disease around an implant, it's called peri-implantitis, the bone literally recedes. And if the bone goes away, the implant has nothing to hold on to. It fails.
So the house is made of steel, but the ground underneath is washing away.
Perfect analogy. The implant is invincible. Your jawbone is not.
That makes so much more sense.
Mm.
Okay, so we have this range. Whitening, 1 to 3 years. Veneers, 15 to 20. Implants, lifetime. Maybe.
Maybe.
So let's talk about that maybe. The variables. Why does one person's makeover fall apart in 5 years and another's last 30?
The OmniDental team really breaks this down into 3 areas: hygiene, lifestyle, and habits.
Let's start with hygiene. It sounds so basic, right? Brush and floss?
It does, but let's call it biofilm management.
Okay, that sounds more serious. Why biofilm?
Because that's what plaque is. It's not just food, it's a living community of bacteria, a sticky film. And if you don't break it up every day by brushing and flossing, it hardens. It becomes tartar.
Right.
And that tartar releases toxins that inflame your gums. And as we just said, inflammation is the #1 enemy of veneers and implants.
So if I have veneers
Yeah.
and I stop flossing, what actually happens? The porcelain's fine, isn't it?
The porcelain itself is fine, but the gum will recede away from the edge of the veneer. Now you have a gap. It looks bad, you get this dark line, but even worse, the root of your tooth is exposed and it can get a cavity under the veneer.
A cavity under veneer. That sounds expensive to fix?
It means taking the old veneer off, fixing the tooth, and making a brand new one. So yeah, hygiene is literally protecting your financial investment.
Okay, category 2, lifestyle. Dr. Poles calls these the enemies.
And the number one enemy is smoking.
We all know it's bad, but why specifically for a makeover is it just staining?
The staining is a cosmetic problem, sure, but the structural problem is vasoconstriction. Nicotine shrinks the blood vessels in your gum.
Oh.
So you're starving the foundation of your smile of the oxygen and nutrients it needs to fight infection. That's why implants have a much higher failure rate in smokers. The bone just can't heal around them properly.
That is a stark way to put it. It's not just yellow teeth, it's starving the tissue.
Exactly. And speaking of staining, the diet matters. The coffee, the wine. But the source also points out a physical threat. Hard objects.
This feels like common sense, but I bet people do it all the time.
Constantly. Biting, ice cubes, hard candy, pens, fingernails.
Okay, I am so guilty of the ice chewing, I don't even think about it.
You're basically playing Russian roulette with your teeth. Porcelain is incredibly strong when you bite down flat, but it's brittle when it gets a sharp point impact. Chewing ice creates these tiny shock waves, these microfractures. Then one day you bite into a soft piece of bread and a veneer just pops off because you started a crack 3 months earlier with an ice cube.
I am officially apologizing to my teeth right now. I'll stop.
Good. Which brings us to the third variable, protective habits. And there's one specific thing Dr. Poles recommends that is a total game changer. A night guard.
The little plastic retainer you wear when you sleep.
Yes. So many people grind their teeth at night. It's called bruxism. And the force you can generate when you're asleep is massive because your protective reflexes are off.
That's kind of terrifying. Like a little hydraulic press in your mouth.
It is. If you've spent thousands of dollars on beautiful porcelain, grinding is like taking a belt sander to it every single night. A night guard is a shock absorber. It is the single best insurance policy for a smile makeover.
It just separates the teeth so they can't destroy each other?
Precisely.
So when you add all this up, the hygiene, quitting smoking, the night guard, it sounds like a real responsibility.
It is a responsibility.
Yeah.
You're co-owner of the result.
So let's talk about the value proposition. Why do all this? The source talks about confidence, comfort, and function.
Yeah, and let's start with function because I think it gets overlooked. People get focused on the bright white smile.
Right.
But often a smile makeover is really a bite reconstruction. If you're missing teeth, the other teeth shift. Your jaw gets out of alignment. That can lead to TMJ pain, headaches, even problems with digestion because you can't chew properly.
So an implant isn't just plugging a gap, it's stabilizing your whole head.
It's preserving the architecture of your face. When you lose a tooth, the bone underneath it literally melts away. An implant stops that process. It keeps your jaw strong.
And then, of course, there's the emotional part. The confidence.
The team at Omni emphasizes their personable caring approach because they see how profound the change is. When people are ashamed of their teeth, they change their behavior. They don't laugh as big, they cover their mouth.
It's a psychological barrier. It's between you and the world.
But a huge one. And when you fix that, you lift that weight. People become more outgoing. It can affect their careers, their relationships. It's a true quality of life investment, not just vanity.
And that, I think, loops right back to the whole med spa thing. If the environment is relaxing and comfortable, you're not going to dread your maintenance appointments.
That is the long-term strategy. It's brilliant, really. If you dread going, you skip a cleaning. If you skip a cleaning, gum disease starts. If gum disease starts, the whole makeover is at risk.
Right.
By making it a pleasant experience, they're basically hacking human nature to get better long-term results.
You go because it's not a nightmare. And because you go, your smile lasts 20 years instead of 5.
Exactly. Regular visits mean they spot the smoke before there's a fire. A little polish here, tightening a screw there.
Oh.
It's easy and cheap to fix small things. It's catastrophic to fix big ones.
So let's wrap this all up. We've covered the biology, the physics, the psychology.
It's been a true deep dive.
If you had to summarize the reality of a smile makeover based on this Omni Dental report, what's the big headline?
The headline is, it's a partnership. The dentist, Dr. Poles, provides the incredible engineering. The patient provides the longevity.
The dentist builds the high-performance car. You have to drive it right.
And change the oil.
And change the oil.
So to recap, whitening, 1 to 3 years. Veneers and crowns, 15 to 20 years. Implants are a potential lifetime solution. but every single one of them depends on a foundation of healthy bone and gums.
And no chewing on ice.
No chewing on ice, that's the rule.
So if you're listening and you're in that Arlington Heights area, Buffalo Grove, Palatine, Schaumburg, and this is something you're thinking about, it seems like you shouldn't just look at the price, but at the whole philosophy.
Go in for a consultation. Just see what the blueprint for you would look like, because it's different for every single person.
If you want to connect with Dr. Poles and the team, they're at Omni Dental and Med Spa. That's 305 E Rand Road in Arlington Heights. And the phone number is 847-483-8833.
And if you don't like phones, they have online scheduling. You can just search for Omni Dental Arlington Heights or find their site, which is Dental Care and Advanced Aesthetic Services.
Taking that first step. I like that.
Before we sign off, I did have one final thought I wanted to leave with everyone. It goes back to that environmentally conscious detail.
Okay, connect the dots for me.
We think of sustainability as, recycling or saving water. But there's also biological sustainability.
What do you mean by that?
It means we shouldn't treat our own bodies as disposable. The approach Dr. Poles takes, using high-quality materials, focusing on prevention, using night guards, it's about rejecting a throwaway culture when it comes to our health. It's about building something to last. Just like we want a sustainable planet, we should want to sustain our own biological structures for the long haul. A smile makeover, when it's done right, is the ultimate form of personal sustainability.
Wow, I love that. It's not vanity, it's preservation.
Exactly.
Well, on that note, I am going to go find my floss. Thank you so much for walking us through all this.
My pleasure. Keep smiling.
And thanks for listening to this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.